Oh, boy, you know what? We got taxes coming up. What do they say about life, Gary?
Fun in taxes.
No, definitely taxes.
No, I think it's fun in taxes.
Okay, Gary Iskowitz is with us. I can give you his resume, but he's done it all in terms of accounting and taxes. You got about 5 more weeks until tax day, unless you do an extension. You have 5 things you're going to go through to save money. Before we go through the 5, when you ask for an extension, are you at any risk for doing that?
No, there's a lot of misconception. If you file an extension, you get an automatic 6 months. And it doesn't increase your chances of being audited, like some people have said.
But aren't you supposed to pay anyway?
Well, let's say you can't afford to pay. So some people decide, well, I'm not going to file because I can't afford to pay the government. Big mistake. If you don't file, there's a 5% a month penalty.
So you're saying file for the extension.
File for the extension or file the tax return even though you can't pay the tax.
And is it true that if you have a tax issue with the government and it's more than 10 years, statute of limitations says you don't have a tax issue any longer?
That's true.
Wow. And do you have...
So if they don't put you in jail for the first 10 years, you're okay.
Well, it's not a jail. That's not a jail thing. That's a collection matter. If over 10 years have passed, the taxes are owed, you still haven't paid it.
So do people try to play close to the line on that and go that extra?
Usually you don't make it to the full 10 years.
You don't make it up. All right, let's go to the 5 things.
So how are we going to save money?
Yeah, saving your money. 5 things. Here we go.
Well, first of all, if you actually made contributions for the Haiti relief, if you made them before March 1st of this year, you can actually take the tax deduction in the prior year in 2009.
Okay, up until
March 1st.
Okay.
The second one would be that if you bought a car last year after February 16th, you get a sales tax deduction on the car if the car costs up to $49,500. If you bought a $90,000 car,
you get up to
$49,500. You can take the sales tax.
What does that save you at that point?
It's over $5,000 in sales tax.
If you bought a $90,000 car, you better be able to pay your taxes.
Yeah, seriously.
You wouldn't be waiting the 10 years.
And for the first-time home buyers?
Well, that's an $8,000 tax credit. And it's an interesting credit because it's an actual refundable credit. So if you owe no taxes and you buy a house before April 30th, 2010, and if you go into escrow by April 30th and you close by June 30th, you get an $8,000 tax credit that you can still take on your 2009 tax return. So if you buy a house, you buy a house now and still get the credit for last year.
Do people know this?
I didn't know about the Haiti donations. I had no idea.
No, and very few people know about the tax credit.
Yeah.
It's a refundable credit, which means...
And that would really help you right now.
Right now, for last year.
Wow, okay. All right, next.
Okay, the next one would be the IRA contribution. Most people think they have to make the contribution by 12/31, by the end of the year. You actually have until April 15th to make the contribution.
Why don't they tell everybody that loudly?
Well, it is published. You just don't hear about it. You have until April 15th to make the contribution. It's $5,000 deduction. If you're 50 or over, it's a $6,000 deduction.
Everything is so confusing.
So if you're 60-year-old or 70-year-old, does it keep...
No, it doesn't keep going, Steve. No, you're still limited to $6,000.
Darn, Steve. You were so close.
Yeah. Very close.
All right, and what else? Anything else?
Well, I wanted to talk about the Taxpayer Advocacy Panel because I recently was selected by the Treasury Department to serve for 3 years. It's a panel of volunteers. There's 100+ people, about 103 people on this panel, selected by the Treasury Department, who actually go out and listen to taxpayers regarding the problems they're having in dealing with the IRS. You then make recommendations for improvement. There's also some things that the IRS brings to the panel to look at before they're actually put out to the public.
So you're making the decisions affecting us on that panel.
Well, we're looking for input from the public.
Simplify everything.
Well, I wanted to mention anybody can qualify for this panel. You don't have to be a CPA. You can be an engineer, retired, and they're taking applications for March 15th.
Broken down 30th. Talk show host?
Yeah, broken down. When you retire, Steve.
Oh, okay.
You could be hanging out
with
Geithner.
So what do we do to get there?
You have to actually go online to irs.gov, Taxpayer Advocacy Panel.
Okay.
And it'll be taking applications from March 15th to the 30th.
Get you out on this one.
Okay.
There are people who are millionaires who don't pay taxes. Is that morally wrong?
Congress makes the law. If the law allows you not to pay taxes, then you have to look to
Are you helping
Congress.
those millionaires not pay taxes?
No, you play by the game, by the rules.
You have to play by the rules.
All right, thank you, Gary. Great to see you. Thank you for
Good
coming
seeing
in.
you, Steve.
The deadline for filing your taxes April 15th, of course, and to find out about taxpayer advocacy panel, we have it on myfoxla.com, and we will link you up. Gary Iskowitz, thank you. Today's the first day we start giving away tickets to American Idol. Today's code word. When we come back, what else?
Some more Oscar movies coming out on DVD today.
And Bobby D.
Is he tiptoeing through?
Tiptoeing through the tulips with the Tulip Man.
Yet another subject I know nothing about.
Oh, Bobby D.
But we will learn.
He just wants to know what